we live? We're live. Hello. Well, 50. I wouldn't have thought we'd get to 50, but there you go. So, congratulations to us. To anyone who happens to be watching. To the one person watching, thank you. We made it to 50. Don't know how. With a lot of interruptions. It's taken just over a year. I think it took a year and a half to get to 50. But never mind. We got there. I got there. Fucking hell. Don't know how. All right. There's 3D prints going. There's stuff on the bench. There's all kinds of crap going on at the moment. And I want to quickly just provide a couple of updates. And then I'll point the camera down at the bench and I'll just talk at random. And feel free to engage in the chat if you want. First of all, language learning for beginners, language learning for beginners, language learning for beginners. Done. What have I been watching? This week has been a lot of YouTubing. Three channels in particular. I don't know why these. Well, I do know why these three. I shouldn't say I don't know why. First one is a new one to me. It's called Mend It Mark. It's a UK channel. Technical, electronics repairs, that kind of thing. I got into that recently, the last couple of days. Really finding his videos enjoyable. The other one is one that I've kind of come and gone from a little bit the last probably year or so, but it's called Technology Connections. Again, it's a techie sort of thing, but a lot of really good explanation. And I know that last year when I was hunting around for Laserdisc stuff, I got heavily into Technology Connections, so have a look at that one. And then for movie stuff, the story behind movies, because I really enjoy that kind of thing, it's called Leighton Eversole. That's Layton. I think I've spelled it right. And then Eversole, like Better Call Saul. So check those out. And it's also really good to see some channels that I'm watching growing in front of me. So Just BS Woodworking has now got over 1,300 subscribers, which is excellent. All About Small Engines has, I think, clocked up over 300 now, and I think it was 180 when I started watching. So I'm really happy with that. And Ujagar Pivi, who's another tech teacher in New South Wales, he's just clocked up over 750. So well done to him. In fact, I think I saw him clock over to 750 today. So congrats, man. Good luck. All right. I'm going to point down at the bench because I, don't like looking at my face in the monitor there, but I have to keep it on to make sure that I can see the chat. So I'll point the camera down. We might hear the dog barking at some point. There's a 3D print going, and then I'll just sort of talk about what's been going on and provide some details of updates and talk about the crap that's on the bench. So mind the Blair Witch Project camera movement, and I'll just move it down. All right. All sorts of good stuff on the bench tonight. Just as some background information about what's been going on today. I've had the CR10's control box, that's the printer that's making all the noise, control box out today, and I replaced 2 out of the 3 fans. There was a third fan that I tried to replace. Can I find it? Probably not. Does it matter if I can't find it? Well, not really. Where's the 2 that I did replace? Hold on. 1 second. Can't find it. Anyway, they were just choked up with dust. The fans were horribly choked up. So I replaced them. There was a third fan that was on the list from Creality that I purchased thinking, oh, that's the one that I need. And it turns out that that fan was the wrong size. I tried to print a celebratory thwacker, but I had some under extrusion issues there. So I've got another one printing, and I'm working on a video about the thwacker. A sort of serious but not serious video, trying to tidy up some stuff. Yeah, BB-8, progress on BB-8 is, it's decorated now on the body. I'm trying to decorate the head. One of the issues I was having is trying to scale the lens. The model that the body came from has a head approximately this size. In fact, I can, hold on, I'll fetch the head and the head and the sort of armature, the chassis. So this is the chassis with the head attached, and so it's it's about the right size. eye. This is the eye opening, or the lens opening, I suppose you'd call it. Yeah, Dalek language. The eye opening on the end is obviously a lot. It is quite large, and this is the size of the eye that they provide with that model, which I don't think is quite in scale. So I've been playing around with CAD to try and sort of caught it, to try and find one. There you go. That soundbite will haunt me forever. To try and print something about the right size, and it seems that's about it. I do realize I printed this a little bit big because I was going to try and use this as a stencil, and I was going to try and lay this over the top of the one of the dome that I've got, and then try and trace it out, but that didn't quite work. But what I will do is I'll try and line this up, and I'll use the marks on here, the grooves, as some sort of datum marks, and then go from there. Try and measure the top of this and create the circle at the top. Yeah, so it looks like this is probably the right size now, but I don't know whether this, if I hold up that way, whether it's now too big this way. I think it probably needs to be a sort of lower profile, but I don't know enough about BB-8 to really get an idea for the scale of the eye. But the other thing I was wondering is maybe I can, find another head and scale it down to fit. So if I scale the eye part down till it's about 30 millimeters and then see if it goes, because this, this is where there's meant to be an LED, and that kind of, it's kind of in the right spot, not quite. That hole that's on there is probably a bit tall, not perfect, but might do. And then obviously the eye's got to go over the top of that. So then when I try to sort of lay that on there, it doesn't quite fit, and it does just look like it bulges out a bit too much. It's a bit Dalek-y, and I think the eye section on BB-8 is meant to be a little bit more slimline. But I don't know. Like I say, I've not built one, but to me it seems like it should be more of a sort of just a ring with a dome on it, and then really this back piece is just to sort of flush it up with the curve of what's there. So I think it could probably lose a good, I'd say 15, probably 8 millimeters off the back here. Would make it sort of look right, but I don't know. It's one of those builds where if it looks right, it probably is right, but I can't get it to look right at the moment. So this is my little stencil. I'll be having a go with that later on to see if I can get that to sort of have things line up where they belong. I might not. Who knows? What else? Some stuff arrived. I don't even remember if I showed this. I had a drift arrived. It came with a certificate that obviously no inspector wanted to sign, but there you go. I do have a keyless chuck for the drill press that my brother has. I just haven't managed to get it off him yet, but I will. And then I've got to figure out how this works to relieve the chuck from the drill. I thought tonight I might have a go at a couple of things. One is this 3D print that has been sitting in here for, well, before it sat in here, it sat in the front room at our old house. So it's, going on 3 years, probably about time to do something with it. This is a Doctor Who one, and this is meant to be the injector gun. Missing a little piece at the end, but I'm sure I can manufacture something to go in there. Something green, I believe. I could be wrong. This is meant to be the injector gun for Davros's chair, and we have made Davros's chair. So I thought, well, I should probably put this together, and then we could maybe put some kind of LED type thing in the end of this and have it on display for the Bumfudge Spectacular, which is fast approaching. We received the paperwork for it the other day. So this side's already quite smooth. What I thought I'd just do is I'm just trying to get some of this flashing off, and I thought this piece of sandpaper might be an ideal way to do it. So just sort of lay it down here and on a block, and just to try and clean that up a little bit and just remove some of this stuff. I think this printed with a brim, so it's probably got basically half a layer or a single layer of print that needs to come off there. It's not sort of structurally integral, but it is essentially, I suppose it makes it 0.2 of a millimeter too tall. So I just thought if I could get a nice flat block of wood, it might help to flatten this out for gluing, and then I can just get this small file and just kind of go around and take off any little, I suppose, arises or whatever you'd call them, any little bits that are sticking out, and then back onto the block to sand it down. So it's kind of tricky. I'll try not to go into great detail, especially if people are watching. You know, it's kind of funny to do a live stream and hope that people aren't watching. And I hope the sound's okay. But I'll spill the tea about the box that's been going on. Well, I'll spill about as much tea as I'm able to, being respectful. Okay. So people would have seen via Instagram and some box videos in my shorts channel that I had been making a special box. It took a couple of goes at it, but I got the first failed attempt out in the workshop here, out in the Banana Industries. As I've said before, I'm a teacher. A student had passed away very tragically, and I was asked if I would make a box for the family, essentially to return the student's belongings when they were able to do that. So they could have gone to, you know, a local sort of gift house and bought a box from there and done that. I said I would have a go. I really wanted to do well for this thing. The student was a woodworking student, so they did have, you know, a presence in the woodworking workshop, and I'll try my best to not give away any further details. They didn't get to the stage where their tray would have been laser engraved, so the other woodworking teacher and myself finished the tray without the laser engraving, and then we laser engraved the student's design on the lid of the box to give back to the family, and we built the box so it would hopefully be big enough for things like school books and items from the student's locker. And I believe the handover has taken place. I don't know anything else that, you know, that would be appropriate to say. We worked really hard on it. We stayed back after hours. We worked through our lunch breaks to do it. I'm very grateful to the other person who was in the workshop. It was a really stressful build because obviously you don't want to get that thing wrong. You don't want it to look like a bodge, but it was also probably a more fine woodworking job than I've ever been able to do. It required a lot more finesse. It's not perfect. I don't have it here to show you all the mistakes, but it took a lot of effort. And I just, you know, as happy as a family can be that has, you know, lost a child. You know, you don't want it to be slapdash, but I think the school thought it would be nicer than giving them things in like a reflex paper box or like a supermarket shopping bag or garbage bag. So yeah, that was the reason behind it. So that's why I've been saying it's probably the most important box that I have ever made. And I won't be posting anything else about it. That's it. It's done. I put a picture up the other day in a woodworking group without the lid, just to say, you know, thank you to the people that helped me get it finished. It's an oak box, oak and jarrah construction. So it basically has oak walls, jarrah corner posts, a jarrah floor, some jarrah beading around the base of it, which kind of disguised the fact that it wasn't a very well-made box by me. I'm not a fine cabinet maker by any stretch, so and I didn't have my tools here. I had to use tools that I'm really not that great at using, because I don't get to use them regularly. I get to demonstrate their use and I get to supervise their use, and I sort of get to use them once when I'm demonstrating something, and they're really set up for particular projects, and this wasn't one of them. So yeah, it was good to be able to try and make something a bit more challenging than I'm used to, but I'm also very happy that it's now over and that I don't have to, number one, make it. I don't have it in the workshop, so that the rumour mill isn't swirling around as well, which in a school is always one of the things that can happen. So yeah, it was a lot of stress, and that's not a sort of, oh poor me, blame education for everything, but it just is what it is. So that's looking all right now. That's looking like a fairly neat joint. So what I might do is clean that and then put some glue on it. I might just give this one a quick, will I regret sanding this one? Maybe. The dog might start barking outside, so I should probably quickly see if I can get the dog in. I don't know whether he's around or not. He came out, but I couldn't convince him to come in the shed. Just to sort of key that a little bit. This is leftover. This is like Woolworth's finest super glue that they sold 10 years ago. So we'll see how it goes. Might just give this a bit of a rub down as well, just to sort of flatten it off a little bit, and should probably wait till they're glued together. All right, so I'll get some tape. BB-8 is sitting on the tape at the moment. These are the paint pens I use, by the way. This came from Spotlight. So this is a Pebeo acrylic marker. So it's meant to be water-based. I'm guessing if it all goes horribly wrong. I was actually looking for these ones, these Pentel paint markers that we've probably seen for years and years, but then a new shop opens up and they don't sell Pentel paint markers, they sell other brands. So one moment, I'll just try and call the dog. That's not a euphemism. Oh, he's off to call the dog. I'll get some tape and try and put this together, and then I can set it aside. Oh, the viewers have dropped off. Sorry, I was AFK. Right, I've got a rag, and I've got that. I have to buy, if Matt's watching, I have to buy the stand again. I tried to find the download, I couldn't find it, so I will just purchase it again, and then I will send you the file, mate. It didn't cost much. It's on his Etsy store. So I will just do that, mate. I'm very sorry that I haven't sent it to you yet. To be honest, I'm not sure how great it is, but you could also have mine. I should have given you that today. All right, so I've got some there. Let's get some tape ready to try and hold the two halves together. Sort of some little ticky-tacky bits. I guess it's a three-sided thing, so hold it together on three sides should be fine. Yes, I should be report writing. All those observations are correct. That I should be report writing, and I am not currently. I'm just a bit burnt out, to be fair. It's been an extremely busy time. That is flowing quite a lot. It's been a very busy time. There's been a lot of extra stuff going on. It's getting quite grueling. Lots of projects needing done, lots of extra stuff. I've actually just been asked to do another extra project, and I'm really flattered. But I don't think people that asked me to do the extra project realised how poor I see myself as a woodworker. And I know there are people that go, "Oh, but you're really good." That's all well and good, but I still don't believe it. That's the really tricky thing. It's like when somebody tells me that I look skinny, I don't believe it. Can I get that there? Let's try and. The dog is currently resting his head on my thigh, which is like it's very flattered that he likes me, but it's making this a bit. I should probably get like a spring clamp as well, but what I'm worried is that it'll stress the middle and it'll sort of bow out the sides. So I'll just put this on here. I know I'm going to have to sand off some of this tape. That's okay. I did have an experience this week where I was trying to show a student that you could clamp things with tape, and they didn't. Of course, you're doing BB9E. They didn't really get that you needed to sort of pull the tape taut. They were kind of. It was probably one of the first times where I'd had a realization that I've got a bit of a maker's mindset, and they don't necessarily. So, right. There we go. We'll leave that standing up there. So what happened with the other project is that work have asked me. This is on Friday afternoon. Okay. Oh, sorry, Thursday afternoon. It was a short week. We had a student-free day for staff development and whatnot, staff PD. On Thursday afternoon at about 3:40, when I was finally leaving my care group room, because you have to go up and make sure that everything's switched off, and otherwise you get an angry note from the cleaners and stuff if your air conditioners aren't turned off and stuff. Even if you've not taught in there, you need to go up and check it. Totally understand that, no complaint. So I just left my care group, and a member of the, I should say, executive met me as I was coming down the stairs and said, "I've got a job for you. We've got a big," well, he didn't say big actually, he said, "We've got a LED light panel, a stained glass window that used to hang up in the old office. We've got a new office block being built. We'd like you to make a box that's backlit because it had a fluoro in it, but we want it remote controlled, running off a battery. And we want the glass to be able to hinge out to be able to, I don't know, change the lights or something, or change the battery. And we need it done in 3 weeks." It's already sitting on your bench, and I've gone into the workshop, and the piece of glass is about 1 meter square. It's in a very heavy box with sort of piano hinge along the top. I'm surprised it hasn't fallen out already, but it's on the verge of falling out. I can't even move it myself. And like I say, I've got reports to write, and now I also have 3 weeks to do this job. And I'm no framer. I mean, that box I made because I can't cut miters. I made it the way I did to disguise the fact that I can't miter corners. And now I'm going to have to find a way to miter corners. So I suppose I've come up with a bit of a plan. And unfortunately, during the PD on Friday, so kind of absorbed in how the hell am I going to do this, I did spend considerable time on Friday not listening to PD and drawing my design in CAD in Fusion to just try and... No, they're not paying me anything extra for doing it. They did say I can have a couple of days to do it. But the issue isn't just I need a couple of days. It's that when I take a couple of days, I have to write the reliefs for those days and provide things to do, which makes more work for taking the days. And I also need days where there's nobody in the workshop. So I've got all the tools and no one is going to touch what I'm doing. Because essentially, day one, the frame's got to be together and the glass has got to be in it. And, you know, that way it can be moved. It can be moved to safety. And then day two could be done just the framing of the box and then sort of putting the electronics in. So, yeah. So as far as the electronics go, well, when they'd said about wanting it run off a battery and they want it backlit, I immediately thought LED. So I've been to Kmart and I bought some LED strip. This is 5 meters. It can be joined together. It's remote controlled. It'll run off a USB source. They can, the colors on it, you know, there's enough in there that they can just set it to white. They can turn down the intensity. They can turn it on and off all with a remote. And, you know, probably a battery will last, you know, a power bank or something would probably last a few months. I don't know. So we could do that. Or, of course, because it's USB, they could run it off a little USB wall power supply. But I guess if it's battery operated, they can put it anywhere. What I was thinking is possibly just having it on a battery and having a battery pack sort of velcroed inside it or something like that. So that's the idea. I don't know if I've got some paper. I'll try and sort of draw the plan. Should I draw the plan? Who wants to see more crap drawing? It's no bananas tonight, just the plan. Billy's saying hello. Hold on. I've got to. There you go, Billy. Hello, Billy. Yeah, you're a good dog. Are you a good boy? Yeah. You're a bit sad that we're not in the house though, under the heater. Yeah. You'd rather be on the couch. Yeah. He's a good boy. So here we go. My best drawing. And I'll try not to. I've been trying to be more organized. We watched this video about. I shouldn't say. Sorry, Bill. It was a lecture by like a psychologist or psychology professor about people with ADHD, sort of getting it for family reasons. And one of the things is you've got to be hyper organized for your children. You've got to be their executive functioning. So I've been trying to keep like notepads and paper and stuff to write lists and stuff down. But yeah, all right. So here we go. This is sort of an end profile look at what I'm planning on doing. So I've been told by the executive of the college it's oak. So I've gone out and looked at our oak that we've got. Basically, we've got sort of 150-ish, 155 mil wide planks. Once they're flattened and straightened, it's pretty much 120. I'm going to bank on 100. So here's our 100 by 20 oak plank. Okay, can you see that? Shall I zoom down? There's your plank, right? Planking awesome. All right. So we've kind of got a wall side of the plank. All right, this is the wall. This is not the wall. And obviously this structure has to be affixed to the wall. So there is going to be a 20 millimeter batten here with some obviously fixings that are going to go into the wall. All right. And then in here, we're going to have the front of this probably somewhere set quite far back because I want to keep the weight of this as close to the wall as I can. So, right, I'll build it out from the wall. All right, I'll build it out from there and show you what I mean. So from the wall, we're then going to have a backing board, right, to give this thing a bit of rigidity. So basically, it's going to be a piece of probably 1/4 inch, 6 mil plywood or MDF or something, and it's going to be in a groove that's cut into this oak profile. Then from there, there's going to be either a smaller groove cut for the LED strip. Okay, so that LED tape, which is about 10 mil thick, is going to go in that groove, and it can be cut and spliced for the 4 corners so it can wrap around. So this is the backer. This is the LED. From there, this piece is then going to get docked. So we're going to lose about 3 mil for the saw blade. And this front piece is where the glass goes. There's obviously up the top, there's going to be a hinge, whatnot, to hold it in, hold the things together. Now, I'll get to the hinges in a minute. In fact, what I'll do, I'll draw it from the side. Now, this is sort of the completed box, right? This is what it's kind of going to look like with a split. Pretty much, it's probably not going to be that central. But anyway, back to here. So this is just looking side on. If we imagine we're sort of looking through the bottom plate of the bottom piece of wood, you know. Let me get a bit of kind of looking down the piece of wood like this. Okay, so here's the wall. We're looking down like that. This is why I'm not a very good teacher. This is why I need to get out, because I ramble. So we're going to split it there. In here, we're going to have set back. I want to give it about 15 mil, all right, either side. So it's going to be kind of here. We want to have this and this even. So that's probably, you know, somewhere like that or something, right in there. There'll be a groove for the glass. Then on here, we're going to have a 20 mil, well, a bigger than 20 mil, probably a 30 millimeter molding that we're going to cut the back out of, so it sort of curves over to make it look like a frame. All right, and that's going to cover up the fact that we have just made a very simple box, and so then we can have everything set into the box in one day. We can then move the thing without the glass breaking. We can hinge it. We can do all that stuff. And then we only have to worry about sort of framing it out. And we can either make this out of more oak. We can make that profile on a router, or we can just go and buy 30 millimeter beading of some, you know, I think Tassie oak is available locally. And then just, you know, however many bits we need, we're just going to keep cutting it until we get it right, and cut the 45s on it until we have a nice frame, cut them to suit, and go around the front. So that's the plan. I spent about an hour Friday during the PD drawing this sort of channel arrangement up in Fusion 360 to make sure that what I thought would work. So, yeah. All right. I'll redo the other sketches now. So what it currently is, all right, this is looking at it side on. It's currently a very big box with a fluorescent light in it and a switch underneath with the glass, and it's got piano hinge going along here with the knuckle there like that, and the screws going down into it. And I just think, oh sorry, I've got that upside down. Hang on, that's the right way up now. So the screws going like that. So this whole thing is pulling down on that hinge. And I'm shocked that I get that it's got like 20 little screws in it, but they are little screws, and surely it's going to pull those out. I mean, the threads I suppose in hardwood, maybe not. So I don't know. Do I go with that idea, or do I go with what I was thinking of doing? Sorry, I'll try and draw it. Yeah, it shouldn't matter. I should be able to draw it this way. My box, I'm hoping, will be much more evenly distributed, or even if it's not evenly distributed, more weight should be back here. But I'm hoping to sort of split it around about there, right? And then have the hinge up here, but actually have the leaves of the hinges there with fixings going in that way. So then the shear strength is trying to, I should do it like that. The shear strength is trying to pull it that way. You can't hinge it from the side because obviously one end will sag. You've got to hinge it at the top. But I just thought maybe some big stainless steel hinges mortised into this hardwood with some big, 8 or 10 gauge screws might be a better option. Even if we have 3 hinges along the top, that might hold a lot better, a lot more effectively than piano hinge with small brass screws, but I don't know. Maybe I am wrong. Like I say, I'm not an engineer, and last thing I'd want to do is have this thing fall on someone. So I'm trying to think of how I can sort of over-engineer it as much as possible. And to me, that seems like a really dangerous proposition for something that's going to, that's held up on a wall in a common public area. So that's what I'm hoping to go for. And then, obviously the glass set in here, sort of in the middle, to try and keep it that way. The frame set over there like that. So people go, oh, what a lovely picture. This is probably exaggerated as well. And I mean, what I'm getting at is this is 50 millimeters and that's 50 mil. So you're not talking about a great deal. You're essentially talking about something that's that thick for each part. So, but I think that's probably more than enough. So that's the idea. I'm just thinking about how I'm going to put the actual frame together. So my idea, and again, I'm trying to think about this from a structural point of view, is to basically do housing joints. So basically, this is looking at it front on now. Drawing front on. What a terrible live stream. I'm keeping 2 viewers. I don't know who they are, but thank you for sticking around. So housing joints, which are basically, it's what they use for window frames, but window frames are obviously supported by a wall, and this is going to be free floating. So what I'm thinking is basically you have a groove cut in to a piece of wood like this, like that, on both sides. So cut a groove out both sides, and then a piece basically goes in there. That's exaggerated, obviously, because the piece of wood would be the same thickness. But what that means is, and I'm thinking about it critically for the top, right? This is my maths teacher being able to write upside down here. For the top, that means that the stress of the hinges is being transferred to this piece of timber, which is resting on the shoulders of these pieces. So it's got a bit more support. Whereas I think if I did it the other way up, I don't know, maybe it works better to rest that down there onto there, or will that try and force those out? I don't know. And then I thought, because we do it like that, you can then reinforce it either with really big fuck off screws, which would be a nice thing, or reinforce it with hardwood dowels or something. And even on the back, then you could also reinforce it with like some recessed, fish plates or whatever, on the back, to really make sure that that thing is just not going anywhere. And you could also then do that on the inside frame where no one's going to see it. You could reinforce those 4 corners. Maybe that's too much. Maybe it's a silly idea to do that, but that's what I'm thinking at the moment. That's where my brain is currently. All thinking about that. Oh, hello. The injector fell over. I don't know if it's oh, it might have dried already. Oh, it's moved a bit. Never mind. Filler. You can fix it with filler. So then the next job would have been put this on, but what I'm thinking is that actually a sleeve in here would be really handy. Something that could fit over, because then you could, I don't know, have an LED and a battery that you could drop in there and it would glow. And then when you want to take it out, you pull that out and the battery holder and the LED come out, and you've, can put it, because there's no kind of button on this. Could be easily, but, a little tactile switch or something. But, I don't know. I'm only thinking out loud. I don't know. I think Billy does like it. Does like being around. He's kind of my shadow. I should put on some music and get banned from YouTube, shouldn't I? That would be a good thing. Oh, sorry, camera going up. But what I'm actually going to do is, the other project that's going on at the moment is, I'll get the box. I know if you've seen the YouTube short, you'll know what I'm about to go and get. That's okay. But I will nonetheless retrieve the box. I'm coming back. Look, I'll. Oh, look. Ooh. There it is. Stop happening. So this was the failed box. This was the first attempt. These are the housing joints. That's what I'm thinking of doing. But I don't know whether the top of the thing should be like this, or whether it should be like that, and the stress is pulling down, transfer the load onto here. I think this is how windows are done, with the housings cut in the top, and then you can sort of put some big screws in it, and then, like I say, reinforce the corners. I'm not sure. But this is the failed box. This was my first attempt at making a box. This is all the oak, so this is the same material. This is only glued together, but I mean, you can see you can make really tight joints that way. I'm still going to flush trim these. But this box didn't work primarily. I'm sure if I move enough stuff out of the way, I can demonstrate why this box didn't continue. Let me see if I can move some stuff, and I can hopefully point the camera down again, get it off my face. And if I put this box down on the bench, not a good look for a box, for a memory box. So because it is so winky wonky, what I thought I might do is, and hold on, there's more. And set some speakers into it. All right, and probably not one of these. I'm thinking of doing this for my shed here, but then also putting a battery holder onto it so that it runs off a Makita battery in the workshop at work, so we can listen to a podcast or some music when we're doing stuff outside of hours. And it doesn't need to be tag and tested because it runs on a battery. And we've got lots and lots of Makita batteries around the place. Now, I'm going to need to find out. I think it goes on that one. So that's the plan, is to turn it into a 18-volt drill pad, because by, this way up, it's not so rickety, although there's a lot of crap on the bench here. But, even that way up, it's far less rickety than the other. I might even put it on some little rubber feet. So one of my next CAD things I need to do is to try and make some speaker grills, or see if someone on Thingiverse has got some 4-inch speaker grills, and I'll put some tabs on here and I can start wiring some things up. But in the meantime, what I'm hoping to do is actually test out this little Philips unit and see if I can get the power on. I pulled this out of the wardrobe. I was going to put this in Beeblebum because I got it on eBay and it's Philips, but it just never worked. And I think I have found the silly problem that stopped it from working. So if I get my benchtop supply, we can try it out. It needs one of those cords, which will probably mean I'll have to unplug something, but never mind. That's okay. Can I steal one off of something? Let me just see. Can I steal one off the Ender? No. No, that's for the computer. Okay, I will have to get one from... Do I have one? Maybe I do. Oh gosh. It's not looking likely, is it? Where's that one going? Oh dear. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone horribly wrong very fast. Am I picking up? I'm picking up a VGA cable. That's not any good. That will do me no good at all, sir. Okay. All right. I'll have to steal one. One second. Where's that? Oh, that's going to there. That would be a very bad one to steal. All right. Ender cable, you are coming with me. There we go. No need to panic, everyone. It's all under control. So, I don't know how this will go, but I've looked up a schematic, and I mean, if this thing doesn't work, well, it doesn't bloody work, does it? Because it already wasn't working. It was already officially designated as non-working. So, can I get this to light up with some sign of life? Now, I know it's going to need 12 volts, so I've got to make sure I plug these in correctly. So that would be a poor look. And I'll turn everything down. Right, and we'll see if anything happens when the voltage starts to come up. Of course, let's go up. And we'll put some current. Oh, here we go, 7 volts. 9, 10, 11, 12. Anything? If I... No. Nothing yet. Oh, but if I give it some... Anything? Nope. No. Nothing. No, not getting anything. I should double check my diagram, but I'm pretty confident. A2 and A4 and A8. Yep. I mean, the only other thing is maybe I don't have... I should be able to power it on, though, with this. It should just work. $16. Whoa. He's up there, Turbo. 13. 13's nothing. All right. So turn that off. Okay. Just double check that these are on the right connectors because there's nothing else. This is the connector pinout, plug side of male, wiring side of female. Yeah, that's fine. So that top one is still the speakers, so there won't be anything there. Unless I need A7 12 volt switched, which I don't think I'd need. Unless that's only the memory. Hold on. Maybe I've got this bodged the wrong way around. Can I get that in there? Oh, that's dodgy. Okay. I'm not going to touch it. All right. I've got this onto my switch now. All right. Probably a bad thing that I'm touching the housing, but she be no good. She be no do nothing. 13.7. And even if I give it lots of current, she no doing nothing. Rockefeller Skank, yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think I'm gonna. It's got to come up with some kind of, silly name, but I don't know, the Death Beam capacitor box or something. I don't know. But no, I'm getting nothing. Should be more than enough to get it going. 12 volt battery. Unless I need these things. Unless I need these things to actually be connected. Maybe I need 4 and 7 to be connected. The 12 volt battery and the 12 volt switch need to be connected for the thing to start. They both need a connection, but I would have thought the thing would at least power on but not have a memory, because you can normally turn the unit on when you've got that switched power. No such luck. I'll double check my connections. That fuse, let's have a look at the fuse. 15 amp fuse, geez. Fuse looks good, should I check it? I should check the fuse. Just because it looks good doesn't mean it is good. I've been considering life after teaching this week. I've thought about doing the tag and test course. Thought maybe that's what I should do. But then I also thought maybe I'm an idiot and I wouldn't be able to do the tag and test course. You know, that's well, that one seems pretty good. Maybe I wouldn't be any good at that. And then would I be comfortable certifying that I'm smart enough to certify things? I don't know. These, it looks okay. It seems like it's so. I wonder if, I wonder if I can just sort of, there's not much I can really ascertain from checking this, but oh well. Let's just, for the sake of content. So pin 7 and pin 8, pin 4 should both be 12 volt. No connection there. Well, why did I get a beep there? That's definitely earthed. Why is that pin shorting to earth? Why was it shorting to earth? What's going on there? Could that be the reason that it's not starting? Now it's okay. Weird. Could it just be that I had a really terrible connection? I don't know. Weird. I even thought about giving up teaching and getting a lawn mowing round. You know, could I mow lawns for a living? That might be fun. The earth and the ground on this supply are common. They're commoned out, so it shouldn't really matter. So this one is meant to be, well, this is meant to be 12 volt switched. The top, I can't point to it. This one is meant to be 12 volt switched, and this one is meant to be 12 volt constant. But there's no connection. So is there possibly a diode that, you know, connects those things? Is that gone? You know, I generally always go for, oh, it must be a capacitor, because I don't know what I'm doing. Strange. But I thought it would be nice to try and mount this. It's just a USB, you know, SD card, whatever, SDHC USB, multi-thing reader thing, with a, I don't know why they've said SDHC. It doesn't look like an SD card slot at all, but there you go. Unless it's got like an SD card slot behind it. Oh, it does. It bloody does. There's an SD card behind it. It's got a reset. Should I press the reset? It's got a reset button. Let's press that. 5 seconds. Don't know if it does anything. Alright, there you go, that was pressed. Let's see if that made any difference, shall we? 12 volt switched. And earth, wind, fire. If you see smoke, follow me quickly. It's all right. I have my mum on speed dial. All right, here we go. Come on, baby. Sauce. No. Wah, wah. Nothing. Any kind of weird illuminations happening in there? I don't see anything going on in there. Well, no, that must mean it's time to take the back off it, right? Surely that's what it means. Now there's no power. So yeah, you need a 60. You need a 60 by 10 fan for the CR10 power supply, not a 50-50-10 as Creality tell you. If you've got one of the old ones, apparently, and I've got an old one. Oh dear, that is very tightly in there. Oh, okay. No, we can fix this. One moment. All right. There we go. It's set to 6 torques. That sounds good. Wow. No match for it. Oh crap, that's a long one. Hold on. There was a long one. Dot. Circle where the long one went. Alright. They're not all long ones. That's a shiny one. That's a soft tapper. Bow, bow, bow. Oh, it's a... come on. Come on, guys. I do like these little screwdrivers. They're not an expensive set. It's the one for the... It's another soft tapper. A happy tapper. So all the ones around the ports are shelf tappers. Oh, this one feels important. This one feels like it's doing stuff. Oh, it's a long one. Hold on. It had Loctite on it as well. All right, that was that one there. Okay, next. I mean, I suppose at least if I open this up and I find a really satisfying skid mark inside, at least I'll know. You know, that'd be good, wouldn't it? You just, what's they say from Jaws? I want to be sure. You want to be sure. We all want to be sure. We just want to find that lovely big black skid mark. Now, will this come off without me needing to take that off? Oh, that's the antenna. Oh, it's a big heat sink. Wow, there is next to nothing in here. Okay. And it's all... Is that... Is it? No, I don't think it is. Oh. Okay. This is... Oh, it's screwed through from inside. I'm going to have to take it more apart. Okay. Okie dokie, mister. The problem is I'm probably now taking it apart to a stage where I will never get it back together. But you know that. I bought a thing on eBay, and I was alluded to the comedy of the situation by Beck in Queensland. Beck, the Dalek builder, who laughed because I bought a jog-proof CD player, because I'm so known for my jogging. Nope. Breaking's a tool. Screw. Oh shit! What was that? It fell in. Whatever it was. It was a little. Yeah, it was one of them. It was a speed nut. Why the hell was there a speed nut on there? Why the hell isn't there one on the other side? Oh, is it holding that in? Is it? It's a speed hole. He's running counterfeit jeans out of his car hole. Okay. These little ones. Oh, I mean, let's face it, it's probably never going back together. But that's okay. It was fun while it lasted. Is that... Oh, see, it's a little piece. Oh, God, it's a little piece hiding a spring. I've got no hope. Abandon all hope now. It's never going back in. Let me just take this back plate off, because that's... Nope. Wrong tool. Contact. Nope. Hang on. I hadn't aligned my shaft. If you rush now, it'll never be right again. Is that even... Oh, what's the point in that? Stupid thing soldered on. Why? Hey. That achieved nothing. Alright, I want to... Oh, gosh. They don't even look like they're holding anything on. Alright. There we go. These are the little clips that are meant to hold into the little cage, I think. Sounds like I'm writing a dark AI story. Many awkward questions being raised by AI about AI. Right. So that's off. That's off. They're off. There's no one like hiding under here. No, those screws are all through there from the bottom. So really, this should just come off now. This should just... Warranty void. It just turned into dust. Warranty void if removed sticker. Come on! Reveal your secrets to me. Ugh. I have heatsink compound on me. Why you not want to release? Yeah, there we go. Come on, Mr. George. Hello, Mr. George. How much you paid the new guy? Oh, it's too much. Do I need a spudger? Silly question. When do you not need a spudger? Alright, there we go. Oh, yeah. This is all kinds of everything I need. We're at the 1 hour 4 minutes. Ugh. Ugh. Sticky heatsink spunk. All right. Oh, it's everywhere. Oh, that's why it's getting all over my hands. I don't have any more of that either, so I better not waste it. It's probably Arctic MX4 or something, you know. Spudger. Can I spudger my way in? It doesn't really look like anything is sort of... No? Is that it? Is that it? Maybe this one. Stay there, my baby. It's kind of should be releasing itself. Ah no, it just undid it all. Come on. Like that. So push that one down. Oh, there we go. We got it. One. Well, the good thing I did give this to Scott to tinker because there's just nothing in it. He'd get bored of this really quickly. There's not even any fun stuff to play with. There we go. Hey! Ooh. I have a feeling that's not Shmoo. So, wow. It's just, there's all kinds of busyness there. And I don't know if taking out those 2 screws will actually allow me to remove the board, but shall we? We've come this far, and it will never go back together. At least it will be mostly disassembled for when it goes to the scrap person. This is where James tries to name the 3 components that he recognizes on the board. But there's so many SMDs and there I'll be, well, SMCs I should say. So that's the only tactile switch on the front. What is that a tactile switch for? Oh, that's the reset. That's the reset. Oh, there's some isolation on there. I mean, there's nothing looks particularly bad. I don't know. Just sort of lift it up. I'll bring the camera down. The camera can't focus on this kind of stuff though very well. You know, it's because it's all kind of washed out color-wise. But the solder joints look okay. This cap, this tiny little cap. Okay, get this one. I mean, it could be slightly sort of discolored, but I think it's just Shmoo. But is it Shmoo because the cap's vented and leaked, or is it doesn't sort of look like it has? And then this stuff down here, I think this is just old adhesive. I don't think it's, but then again, it's, you know, oh, there's some here, you know, and it's nowhere near the base of that cap, so it's obviously the crystal, you know, it's just trying to sort of stop them from fatiguing. It's only a 25 volt, isn't even a death beam capacitor. There's a 12 megahertz crystal there. I think it's a 12. An inductor or a choke. This is a diode, isn't it? This down here. This is there's a couple of them. There's a big chap. But I think this brown stuff, I don't think it's capacitor Shmoo, because it's down here and there's no caps there, and okay, it looked a bit suspect down there. So power coming in, well, it's kind of hard to see where it does come in, but I mean, there is a bit of that crap's probably just come on there from where I've around here. It doesn't look particularly bad. Doesn't look like anything's, but there you go. There's, you know, is this crap, this sort of white stuff, is this causing a problem? It's kind of, you know, some crusty stuff, but there's nothing that looks like it has leaked on there. Yeah, the resistor looks okay. Yeah, it's a power issue. I'll see if I can get it back together anyway. That'll be the challenge of the day. Can I actually put this back together? Let us see. That'll at least be mildly entertaining, won't it? See if I can put this back in. Oh, that's right. This is not going as well as I hoped. See, if at first you don't succeed, give up. Is that Billy Connolly saying, if at first you don't succeed, pull your foreskin over your head? Hello, my phone's buzzed. I don't know where it is. I've got hands covered in schmoo. It's a text saying, you're doing it wrong. Oh, nice. Nice. Thank you, Matt. All right, the big diode. All right, well, good. Yeah, I meant to do that. That's why I haven't put it back in yet. Yeah, I absolutely meant to do that. I'll just put this onto diode check, because basically I should get continuity in one direction, I believe. Does that be true? It's hiding down there. I think it's this one. It beeped twice. Hold on. Can I check it from this side? Can I check it with all the schmoo on it? .520 volts. Well, it certainly conducts more one way than the other. So there you go. This is what can I even see the number on it? It is a 5 is it a Xena diode? It looks like a Z on it. I don't know if that delineates whether it is or not a Zener. I suppose the other question is, has any of this crap become conductive? It's got like a 540, N540. There you go. What the hell do I know? Quick, let's just get back to our regularly scheduled program of not knowing what the hell we're doing. Oh, does it? Oh, is it maybe? Maybe. Yay! Which screws went in there? That one. And of course, it's no expense spared because this voltage regulator is just schmooed to the side there, which is why that was a. I think that's why it had a thing on it. I think that's why there was a speed nut on it. Because look, it's got schmoo on it, which means it probably came from there. And that's why I went, why the hell is there a speed nut on here? And then I found out why. Can I get it to line up? I should probably try it with a screw, hey? Oh, I'm about to drop it, and it will all become academic. Yep, there it is. All right, hold on. I can do this. I don't have skills, but I have ingenuity on my side. What technical skills do I possess? It's times like this that makes me think, why the hell did they ask me to do this? That is not the right size screw. So it was obviously a chunkier one. Is that a chunkier one? Yeah, that looks a bit chunkier. Let's see if it's this one. Is this? Ah! Dang you to heck! Nope, that's not it either. It's all going wrong. To be honest, I think it actually goes that way. Oh, it goes that way. It goes that way, numbnuts. Like that. Yeah, it's still not the one. Oh, it's the. Oh, look. I think I found a clue. It's got red stuff on it. Look, it's got red stuff. I found it. I found the one. Look at me. Look at me and my minor intelligence. Sometimes I'm able to do rudimentary things. Like put some things back in the right hole. Ah! I just can't hold it and put it in at the same time. My hands are slowly getting, and the screwdriver's no longer magnetic, which is real pain. It wouldn't be this simple, would it? To just like. Turns out it would be. If only I had thought of that earlier today, it would have made my day a lot easier doing that printer. Here it comes. Here comes the shmoo. Do 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 do. Here comes the shmoo. And it's all shmoo. Do 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 do. Where'd the top go? There. Ah. It's a spiliff. Oh no, it's not. Right, that's on. So then that goes under clips over like that. Clipping the under there. Oh geez, you just reminded me I haven't done my Duolingo lesson. I'm gonna lose my streak. Eat, sleep, beat the streak. And other things that Brock Lesnar said. Oh, that one's in. That's in. Okay. Okay. I'm putting this back panel on before I get any more of this stuff on me. I'm going to start with that. It's alright. Why couldn't they just use all the screws the same size? Wouldn't that have been nice? Come on, Phillips. Could have been nice. Would have been very, very Dutch of you. Although I know by this point they're no longer Phillips. They're just a sort of they're just a name now. The brand has been incorporated and conglomerated and municipated into all sorts of everything else other than I think the light bulbs might be the only other bit they still do. I don't think. Oh mate, no, the medical stuff. I think they still make the medical stuff. There you go. Oh, sorry, I've just realised all you're getting is the back of my hand there. Oh, there's a crotch shot. Let's not tell the censors about that. What time is it? Well, I still got time to... Oh, geez. All right. Shiny ones go where the connectors are. Just to reinforce their secure connection. Someday we'll find it, the secure connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. Well, that is obviously not the right one, but it's not coming out anymore. Come on, baby. What's this? This one. This is the one. Ooh. I've got the power. I think maybe I should release a Christmas song recorded purely on drills. Oh, I saw the metal shavings come off from that one. I got a feeling, I got a bit of an inkling. This is gonna be one of those days. This is a show all about me and all the things I do, and all the things I say. Oh, they're not going. These are the ones. They bring you love. Please bring us love. Break its legs. Yeah, the Simpsons quotes. It's been a week of Simpsons quotes. Yeah, the only thing about tag and test is that I'd have to then certify that something is safe, you know, but I have definitely had the idea of, well, you know, you could just spend an afternoon at, you know, whatever business and just all you're doing is tagging and testing. That is clearly not the right size screw. What about this one? Unless that's just not the right size screwdriver. Let's see. Well, it is now. It works now. Come on, baby, use my drill. There we go. Doesn't matter. Thing's broken anyway. And they're just the little clip ones, so they can just hooky in here. Hooky in where they need to go. Oh no, that's gone really, really badly wrong. Oh, that could not have gone worse. Guess where the screw fell? Oh, yeah, I got it back. Time to buy a lottery ticket. His previous lawn, break its legs. That is, so yeah, I've ordered the right fan now, but I even tried to order a Noctua fan. I thought that'd be posh. Get a really posh fan, you know, that's meant to be like a silent fan. But they don't make them. Once you get over 50 millimeters diameter, they only go like the smallest thickness is 25 mil, so that's no good. Well, I can ascertain from this that either those two terminals need to be connected first, and I have no piggyback spade type connectors that I could use, or I don't think I do. Or, yeah, I believe it's broken. That's okay. I don't mind. There you go. It looks almost the same as when I first butchered it. Should we try again? Why not? Let's end on a bang. Hopefully. Switch. I mean, I don't have another way I can have 12 volts going to the switch because I don't have a second. I don't know what to do. It's very difficult when you're not skilled. It becomes very, very difficult. I mean, because I can do that, but then I can't. That doesn't even want to. It's too big. She don't want to go on there. She's no good. She's also no good. I don't know. I mean, could I use that and have like 2 bits of wire going to it, but I still don't have 2 clips. That's, yeah. What the hell? What the hell? Use the bell, as they said at WrestleMania 8. No, I gotta put the. Slides on worse than a very slippery thing. All right. Hold on to your butts. Oink. Give me something. Please give me some indication that I haven't broken you. No, it's just knackered. I wonder if I could, while that is going, can I check that fuse? and just see if there is actually any voltage across that fuse. That voltage, that fuse is showing bugger all. There's nothing across there right now. Could it be something silly as even, I don't know, the fuse holder's no good or something? I wonder if I can... So it's like it's a switch then. The switch is the problem. You know, because it's obviously not turning on, but it should be, because that should be... Well, no, that's the switch power, isn't it? So what if I go back to the constant 12 volts, right? Now, will I get anything here? Or will I only get something if it is switched on? I don't know. Because I am, as I've said before, not particularly intelligent. No. Anything? There's nothing coming through there. 6 volts is going to the illumination. Or 0.6 volts. It's probably not enough. Just wish I could sort of... Can I very gently sort of retract this and just check that the voltage is coming through? If I sort of ground this out, can I? No. I don't know. Who knows? Might get a harness for it. From the negative to the fuse. Alright, that's a good idea. See, that's a very good idea because I don't know anything. Should really stop doing that. Alright, try again. Nothing. Nada. Not a Jats cracker. No, I've only got tiny ones. Otherwise, I'd just put a different fuse in it just for the hell of it. Don't have them. No. Well, there we go. A highly uneventful evening. Ambitious but rubbish, but that's okay. Oh, negative on the power supply. It's because I'm in... See? Can I do it this way? Can I connect that to that and then probe there? I don't know. Find out. No, I guess not. Huh. Oh, gee. God, if only I was smart, hey? Right, there. Right. Well, that's commoned out there, right? So I should be able to stick that on there and then there. All right. This involves a lot of coordination that I do not have. I should also put the meter in view. There we go. Make sure I'm scratching on that bus bar enough. Nothing. I'm sorry, Matt. This must be like yelling at the TV during a horror movie. You know, be like, "Don't go into the woods, you idiot! Can't you hear the music? Get out of the water!" You know, you're watching. Get the fuck out of the water! Can't you hear the cello? There we go. Hopefully that's going to be flat enough that I can make a start on that. That's I'll put some putty in there. Put some putty in the seam, bit of sanding. Shall be right. Should be right in the day. I get that on a sanding block and sand that down. Well, there we go. The end of another ambitious episode. The 50th stream. Thank you for your time, everyone. And be kind to yourselves. And until next time, is positive on the ignition connection of the radio. Oh, it was on the 12-volt constant. So that would be like the memory. But if I put it on the switched, which is here, I have to get this one on first. I only hope these two aren't shorting out. They're very, very close. If smoke comes out, we'll know what's happened, right? All right, volts. All right, over here. 1.85 volts. 1.84 volts. So there is some voltage. I have to go back to 0. Oh, right. I would say that this is no longer giving me an accurate saying I'm putting out 3 amps and my voltage is maxed out and I'm not getting anything. So it could be that I've just got a terrible supply. Bit of current. Right now it's maxed out at 4.77 amps and 1 volt. So I think my bench supply has hold on, I've got a different bench supply though, don't I? Have I got one that works? We're about to find out. Hello, Billy. Let's see. I've got a different bench supply. Ugh. Another one. Let's see if this makes a difference. How funny would it be if I was led astray by a stupid fault like, I don't know, your bench supply from eBay is shit. Oh no, who'd have thought something from eBay didn't live up to expectation? I mean, really, that's horrible. Who would say such a thing? All right, that is off. Let's just... Oh, fuck. That doesn't look good. I'll be shocked if this even works, to be fair. Prepare for smoke. Right. Well, let's see. Volts. Nada. I'm still only able to put out... I should be able to put out 12 volts max, and I'm only putting out half a volt at 3 amps. So, yeah. Plus this connector on the front is dog meat. Yeah. That's okay. Bananas, yeah. Be good to your bananas, folks. I'll have to pull this apart and try and put a new connector on the front. That's all right. All right. Well, there we go. That's, wow, an hour 43. This is the longest stream that's ever happened with the 2 regular viewers. But anyway, I'm going to call it quits there. And definitely look after yourselves and your bananas, kept in sight. And let's have that awkward pause while I have to do 2 clicks to end the stream. Thanks, everyone.